Hello champions. First of all, thank you very much for bringing this family up to 5,000 subscribers. I am very happy and extremely elated that all of you fine guys are loving the content that we are putting in, and I'm hopeful that a lot of your businesses are propelling with the ideas that we are sharing on this channel. If there's any feedback, any improvements that you would like us to do, please mention in the comment box and we will take this forward. Now today's video is all about another conversation that I had with one of my clients. In fact, this time around, there are a lot of my clients that face this, and in fact a lot of prospects that we do end up doing it in the wrong way, and then they come to us and then we kind of correct it. So a lot of my prospects and my client are also people who listen to motivational pep talks, motivational speakers, and nothing wrong about it. But this is something that happens, when they go for these seminars where a motivational speaker is shouting at top of his lungs and trying to explain how to run business. There is this over abused word that he uses, and that word is called delegation. Now I'm not against it, so please don't take me wrong. I am in for delegation. An entrepreneur must delegate so that he can do larger things. In the channel also there are several videos I have made which talks about delegation and how to do it right. So I'm absolutely in for delegation, don't take me wrong. But understand this, why do you think the motivational trainer is talking about delegation? Simply because he knows that all these entrepreneurs who are small business owners are tired of managing their everyday business problems. And when a person is tired, what does he want to know? He wants to know that there is somebody who's going to tell him, hey, you know what, I am going to give you this magical freedom, and the way to achieve that is by delegating. Now what happens is, this is, so far it's good, but the missing element is, how do I go about doing it, and how can I end up doing delegation in the wrong way? So sometimes, the don'ts are more important than the do's, and both the do's and the do's and the don'ts are missing in this case. So I see a lot of people delegating a lot of things without doing the homework that is required to delegate effectively. Now he says it again and again because you buy products that he has to sell, and every other trainer then looks at this trainer and says, hey, you know what, because he's been able to sell by talking about delegation again and again, so I will also go and talk about delegation. So everybody in the universe, all of them are talking about delegation, all of them are talking about how to give you guys freedom, and none of them are talking about the do's and don'ts. And then you have an entrepreneur who ends up delegating in the wrong way, then they get into the problems. So here I am talking about delegation because I know you love that topic, but I'm not going to tell you you must delegate without telling you how you should go about doing that. And there are prerequisites to delegation. You can't delegate at any level that you are in. You need to reach a certain level and only then you can delegate. It's like you cannot have girlfriends at any age, right? You can have a girlfriend only after you reach a certain maturity, and then you have a girlfriend, then you reach another maturity, then you get married, and then you realize you actually didn't have maturity. So anyways, that jokes apart, let's get back to delegation. So the right way to go about delegation, or the prerequisite for delegation, is to figure out a way in which you can be free of your business problems for at least 1 week. Now why I say 1 week? Because delegation promises you that, oh, you know what, you delegate and then you're free forever. A lot of entrepreneurs, after they listen to this, they delegate, and a lot of entrepreneurs, they fear because they will lose control of their business completely. You need not fear, and you need not delegate so randomly. I mean, it's insane to do anything in business at a click of a button. That's not how it works. So what you must do is, you must first target and say, okay, can I come out of my business for about 1 week and still control? What you will need to be able to do this is get ready for conducting something called as business reviews. Okay, I do this in my organization and a lot of my clients do this. What is business reviews? Business reviews is nothing but you sitting with all your department heads or supervisors, or if you're a small team and you have one person in that department, then that person. You all sit together and then you analyze what the performance of all the departments was like. So you may have a sales department, you may have a packaging department, you may have a dispatch department, or there is one person who's handling packaging and dispatch both, and then you have one person who's doing sales. Doesn't matter. Get these two people together and you also be there. You should then draw up parameters that say that, okay, sale was good, sales department did good, and packaging and dispatch department did good. Now, what could these parameters be? So let me first explain you what do I mean by parameters. Let's say if I was to decide whether you are healthy or no, how would I decide that? I would decide that by maybe checking your weight and seeing if you're overweight or underweight. So weight becomes one parameter. I would probably check your sugar levels, blood sugar levels. If your sugar levels are under a certain range, then I would say, okay, that's a second parameter, you're healthy. I may probably check your blood pressure. If your blood pressure is under a certain range, then I would say, hey, you know what, that's a third parameter, you're healthy. If I think that these three parameters together tell me about your health good enough, then these are the three parameters that I will check you on if I'm your doctor. Now, I'm not going to check on these parameters on an everyday basis. So what am I going to do? I'm going to call you every month maybe and check on these three parameters and see, okay, which ones are off the whack. And if they are off the whack, then I should have a plan to bring you back on track. And if the parameters are on track, then I would like to know what did you do to get them on the track. What are the habits? What did you eat? How much did you work out? Did you take too much sweets or did you not take? And whatever answers you give me, I attempt to tell you that, okay, you got to repeat this again and again because the result is favorable. You have turned out to be healthy. In the same way, you got to draw parameters for your sales guy, for your packaging and dispatch guy. Now, what could these parameters be? For a sales guy, it could be obviously whether he's met his weekly sales target. If you don't have your weekly sales target, you have a big grandfather target, break it down into months and weeks. So, and know whether he's met his weekly sales target. If you cannot break it down because the sales cycles are wrong, then no problem. You may have another parameter. The parameter could be, okay, how many meetings did you do in a week? And that is a good parameter. If he does the number of meetings that you have in your plan, then he's doing a good job. In the same way, you may have parameters under collections that, okay, how much money did you collect or how many collection calls did you make? How many invoices did you send? How many people you were supposed to follow up on? So let's say you were supposed to follow up with 10 people. Did you follow up with all 10 or you probably missed out on a few? That could be a parameter. So draw parameters like this, which you think together will tell you that the sales department is brilliant. How do you do about packaging and dispatch? So did the packaging guy package everything at the lowest possible packaging cost? If the answer to that is yes, then okay, that's another parameter. Did the dispatch packaging guy did the packaging at the right time and dispatch it at the right time? If that could be another parameter. After packaging, did your products end up breaking before it reaches your customer, or did it reach in the right way? Then that's another parameter. How many dispatches did he handle? That's another parameter. Did he negotiate the price with the logistics partner who takes your product away, or the courier guy who takes your product away? That could be another parameter. So you list down all of these parameters and then you review them on these parameters. You check what their real performance was on a weekly basis on all of these parameters. Once you check their performance, you will obviously have some wins and some loses. Wherever you win, you try and figure out why, replicate it. Wherever you lose, you try and figure out why and then have a plan of action to go about doing this. If you're able to manage your business in this way, you possibly will reach a point where you can delegate it to somebody. If you're not reaching to this point, then what's the problem? The problem is that you're too fearful that, oh, you know what, there are too many ifs and buts in my business which require my approval. Now, if there are too many approvals that are required for an employee before he can move ahead, that is a problem of you not having a systematic process. Or maybe you're doing too many things instead of having a laser sharp focus of doing or selling 1 to 5 products which are giving you maximum benefit. You're probably trying to sell 50,000 products. You're probably trying to sell everybody everything that they need. Now, if you're going to introduce chaos in your business, you will never be able to go to this 1 week review mechanism. And if you cannot go to 1 week review mechanism, there is no way you can have a manager and delegate it to him. Because if you do, that will only mean you have a problem in your business, you get a person and give him that problem. The problem is still there. It's not gone away. You've just decided to outsource that problem to somebody. If that somebody is not as intelligent, not as experienced as you are, the outcome will be disastrous. When you come back from your holiday, the so-called freedom that you've achieved after delegation, you will only know that your business has slid down and it's now at a dangerous level where it can fall in pits. So you don't want to delegate that way. If it's a process problem, streamline processes. Try and list down everything that you think will become a hurdle in you not going into a once in a week business review practice in your business. List down all of those things. They could be either you're selling too much, they could be process problem, they could be a problem where the person who's doing the job, you don't have enough trust on him, or because he does not have the skill or he does not have the will. If he does not have the skill, train him, get him to that level. If he does not have the will, you have work to do. Get him replaced, get another guy who's willing to work. Correct the real problems, get into the weekly mechanism, and then decide if you want to delegate it to somebody. Streamlined processes, if delegated, work wonderfully well, my friend. I hope you are going to take this learning, make notes. If you list down all of those things and you think you have a question for me, please by all means put that list in the comment box and I'll be very, very happy to answer to you. I am working on a webinar, like I said last time, and I would invite all of you guys to attend that webinar. It's free of cost because I want all of you champions to do nothing but keep propelling. If you like this video, do it a thumbs up. Send this video to all your friends and colleagues who you think will benefit from this. Accumulate blessings, my friend. If you get blessed, it works for the business. So share this video with as many people as you want. And of course, we are at 5,000. The next target is 10,000 subscribers. And it can't happen without the love and support of all of you fine people. So if you've not subscribed, go hit that red button, show your love, and do not forget to hit that bell icon so that every time I have a flying kiss to give to all of you wonderful people, you know it upfront and first. With that, I would like to leave this video. Keep learning, keep implementing, and my dear friends, do nothing but keep propelling.